Oh, good. We're recording. Good morning or good evening or whenever you're listening to this. Thanks from Obvious Bozos is episode 34 now. I'm Drew. Joining me as always, the one and only Zach. And Zach, how are you today?
I don't think I've ever come into recording better, actually.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great?
It is. It's truly amazing.
Nick still playing basketball, beating the Celtics in 6. Like it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling.
It's May 18th, and got to think about games on May 25th, and not the draft or anything like that, or any off season
Not
stuff,
like
or
nothing
not
like that.
not
It's it's
not.
it's it's kind of wild to because now would be the point where we're just like, no, we don't need to record it anymore. Like, what takes are there? No one cares.
Yeah.
But now there's just still so much to do, so much to talk about. Still, it's crazy.
It's great. It's great.
I absolutely love it. Yeah. Before we get into the show, obviously, of course, the Strick.land, where you can find all our writings, our podcasts, everything like that. If you go to Strick.land, if you see the Patreon banner, definitely go there and subscribe to everything, or go to patreon.com/the Strickland. $6 here gets you the full episode of this. Friday episodes of Pod Strickland. $9 tier gets you exclusive articles from Matthew Miranda and others. You get the NFL show. There's just stuff like that. Just again, patreon.com/Strickland. Come and support us, or just go to the Strick.land. Do what you gotta do. Come support us. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky, TikTok. Not really on TikTok, but just listen. I feel like right now I think you'll agree with this. If you're not like on TikTok right now too, for like this moment of like Knicks fandom, I think you're missing out.
There are so many great fan made Knicks edits with sentimental music and Lou Amundsen clips, and just it's great. It's great.
It's absolutely wonderful. I realized just right now, I had to be back in the garden. I
Oh
just
yeah, dude.
realized
If you're
I
not
gotta be.
watching on video, Doug is back at his
I'm
authentic
back at the garden.
background of the
Yeah,
garden.
back at the
He
garden.
was using this green screen living room. I don't know what it was. Now he's
I know it was weird,
back.
right? It was weird,
Yeah,
right? But now I'm back at the garden. But no, it's just like we're getting all these like kind of like moments, and it's kind of like wonderful to watch. And it's very funny because I don't know. Did you catch already in our Discord again? Patreon.com/Strickland. You sign up, you get into our Discord, you get all this sort of stuff. I have a take for us. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the stuff right now. We have takes, but I have a take for everyone. I'm gonna start off by saying in Discord, I shared a TikTok that was sent to me by my lovely wife of basically equating like the movement of the proletariat, the communist movement, and equating it to the Knicks, right? And it basically had like it was Comrade Brunson and Comrade Towns, and it
wow.
has like like that old like Soviet like Russian type of like music playing in the background while Jalen Brunson just give everyone buckets. And I want to start us off. This is the take I have for you. The Knicks are America's team, and everyone needs to stop. Everyone needs to stop pretending that they're not. This is America's team.
They 100% are, and especially when you look at the rest of the field. That's like of the four. I mean, I don't want to say four because it's really 5 teams. Game 7 is in like a couple hours, but of the 4
Yeah,
/ 5 teams left, this is America's team. Okay,
this is
this is
America's
the
team.
team. This is the team that everybody knows. It's got the underdog story. The people counted them out. They came back from the mud, under the mud, like as muddy as it gets. They came back. Even their own fans had doubts. Had counted them out a little bit too, and we're back. It's you can't write a better story.
No, you really can't. Like I think most of us too, even like at our there was a level of acceptance that like we all knew the Celtics were like the better team. Like there was an acceptance of it, and we all knew like it would be really really hard to beat them. And they overcame that adversity, right? Like they overcame the adversity. It was unfortunate that Tatum got hurt, but like the series ended in that moment. Like the Knicks legitimately beat them. Unfortunately, Tatum gets hurt with like a couple minutes left in the fourth, but like that was it. Like that was the series, and the Knicks won it. And then you had like these two like almost like emotional games afterwards. That's all it was. It was just like it was an epilogue, really, right? Like that's all it.
And
was.
like
It was
I just want to make it clear. I'm sure every single person listening to this will agree, but like the series was 3-1 before Tatum got hurt. Okay?
It was.
This series is 3-1 before Tatum got hurt. I don't want to hear because I have a fear that like when we look back on this in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, like people will remember this as the series Tatum got hurt in. And like, no, this was a 3-1 series before he went down. And like it sucks he went down. Like it sucks he has a long recovery ahead, but like it is what it is. Like this game was over before they played with their food at home and they got their ass beat. And that's what happened. So
the only difference I would say if Tatum doesn't get injured is you don't have a huge blowout in game 5 because the Celtics were clearly like
rallying around
emotional. Like they really like that was truly emotional. And then game 6 was a little more of like, what do the Celtics actually look like without Jason Tatum? And clearly
ugly.
Ugly. And I don't actually hope this for Boston fans because they're truly the worst. I hope they at least got a dose of reality of how much better like Jason Tatum is than like everyone else on that team.
Wasn't it what I mean? Like there was like a brief period because Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, and then you had like the Olympic thing where like I think going into this year there was some like, oh, is it a 1A 1B situation or is it an A? No, it's not. Like I'm sorry,
it never was. It's insane that people actually thought that. They're like, yeah, Jaylen Brown's as good as Jason Tatum. No, he never was and never will be. No, I just want to get to like this is America's team.
Yeah,
this really is.
I love it. I hadn't really thought about it that way, but like looking at the field, also, the story,
but also
they defeated the champs. They defeated the big bad villain. Like, come on.
Also, New York gets a bad rep because you kind of see how like the media always kind of portrays quote unquote big market teams, right? And I think what kind of gets lost when you start framing sports that way is what makes the big market great. And we're like, what does actually make New York great? And it's not just New York, it's the entire like that New York metropolitan region. And it's where most people in America live, right? Like that's like the majority, like so much of America lives there. It is one of the most diverse, right? Like one of the most diverse places you'll ever go to. We all get along. And the one thing that brings all of us together, despite all our different, whether it's like political, cultural differences, all that, the New York Knicks, they unite us all, right? There's Yankees and Mets. We're on different, right? We're on different spectrums of that, right? There's people who follow hockey for whatever reason. There's the Rangers and the Islanders, right? Right? Then you have football, Jets and Giants. The one thing that brings everyone together is the New York Knicks. And it should be the thing that brings America together. It's like the Knicks. You see the fans that are on there.
Like, I'm sorry. To me, they're just really hard to hate. Like, I don't know. I don't know what. Like, I don't know how anybody is like finding things to hate. Like, there's really no. Like, nobody's annoying. Nobody's like grifting. There's no like cheap person that got like every single player has overcome some sort of adversity in their career and has like some sort of like reason for you to root for them. And it's really hard for me to find things that are like hateable. And I think the only thing people are like really trying to like make a thing is the Brunson foul baiting thing, which listen, half the league does this. This is part of basketball now. It's not some sort of like dark magic secret that Brunson is doing. Like it's every player does this. And like I think it's a total like fake fraudy thing to try and single out as like, oh, the evil Knicks who are impossible to root for. Like, no, it's such bullshit. So
it's like when other fans are like, the refs are out to get us, right? It's kind of like you're missing the point. The refs just suck, right? It's like one of those things
for every game, not just for your team.
For every game, right? And it's not that Jalen Brunson's uniquely foul baiting. Everyone does this now because the refs are really bad. So what do they have to do? They have to exaggerate contact when shit's not going their way. And it's probably the worst thing that the NBA has actually allowed to do. But this is, again, like you said, this isn't unique to Jalen Brunson. This has been going on for what? At least for as long as I've been watching basketball.
As long as I've been watching, yeah.
Like, this is just, it's a very, but no, I just want to get the take out. Like, this is America's team. And
I love it.
And if you're against them, it's like you're inherently anti-American.
Love it.
And you are. And what I mean by anti-American is just like if you're like care about like the small market, like it's coded. We know what you're like. If you're upset the Celtics lost, we know why. We know why you're upset. You're upset that Creighton. Do you see how loud the Celtics fans were cheering for Luke Cornett in Game 5? You know what I mean?
God, man. Yeah.
Right? Like it's that type of stuff. Like relax. Yeah. We know where you're coming from when you're like small market bias and that bullshit. We know. This is America's team, and everyone needs to start respecting that and getting behind the revolution. Because like you're watching the videos. I've now convinced myself that like if Knicks fans just started marching somewhere, we can cause a revolution.
It's true. It's going to happen when we win the
championship. Like who's gonna stop us? If anything, people are going to join us along the way. You don't think if say Knicks fans are like we're gonna, I don't know, overthrow the government, right?
Yeah. Knicks fans are going to January 6th the world.
Yeah, if we're gonna January 6th the U.S., like we're gonna march down to DC, no one's stopping us. And if anything, we're getting fans along the way. You don't think the Eagles fans are going to tag along with this? Of course.
You're like, yeah, you know, might as well. Like we're coming off a win also. It's like, well, just get it.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like it's just like this united. I'm telling you, no shot. And if you see clips, there's I don't know why we're not. We should be sending each other, like especially like.
Well, we're in this Discord, but yeah, I have to follow you on TikTok. I don't follow.
I know we did do that because I had a clip of like someone, you know, they're outside. Again, if you haven't been outside in New York, I haven't because I'm not. In Boston, if you're in New York, you got to go down there. Like you just have to for the experience. One guy's recording, asked the cop, "What do you do? What are you going to do if the Knicks win the championship?"
He said, "Take a day off."
He's like, "I'm going to take a day off." They're not ready.
Yeah,
the NYPD's not ready for Knicks fans to celebrate.
It's funny you say that. I think it was game 4 at the Garden. I watched at a bar like a few blocks away, and I walked over and I saw the chaos after game 4, and like that was the craziest I had seen it in my life. I had been to the outside after the Cavs series, and even after the like Atlanta series in game 2, like I was there for that. Even some of the Sixers, and I've seen it all. Like I've seen it before. And game 4 against Boston was the craziest that I had seen, and I got some good video, I got some good photo, I got to talk to some people. It was cool. Game 6, I was so like emotional going into the game, like before it started. And I was like, I didn't have a lot of faith. Like I predicted that they would win. I like bet that they would win, but I was not confident they were going to win. And I didn't want to risk going to Manhattan and then losing and then having to like walk back. And I just like, I also have been like going out for almost every single game. I've been like getting drunk for each game. And like, it's really fun. And but like for a game that had as much like as much weight as game 6 did, I was like, you know what? I'm watching this one in the dark, alone, my living room. I'll have one beer, and then that's it. Like I'm focused, and I did, and it was great. It was a great time. But then the next morning, I'm seeing all these clips, and I'm like, oh fuck, this looks way crazier than it was for game 4. Like this was off the rails compared to anything that had happened for game 4 or years past. And so now I'm like, all right,
second round, right? This is second round.
So if we go to the finals, or if we're a win away from the finals, which like I'm getting out ahead of myself, like one game at a time, but I will make it back to myself and get out there again, because that was absolutely what I think is going to happen. Just anybody who's not in the city doesn't understand the logistics of this. Like 7th Avenue is the major one-way street that goes in front of this front of the Garden. What they've been trying to do is they have been laying down like steel gates to make sure that cars can get through, and they've been trying to like keep people on both sides of the avenue. And I'm like, yo, this is not happening. It's like not. Last game, there's a pretty epic video of like the stampede of people just pushing down all the gates and shutting down 7th Avenue. What they need to do is like 2 hours before the game, or like 3 hours before the game, shut down 7th Avenue and just let people do this. Like you cannot, you can't attempt to like let cars get through here, or like try and like block off areas. Like just embrace the chaos and keep it safe. And like that's it. Like you don't need to prioritize cars by any means for this at all.
And I there's people probably listening who haven't also either lived or commuted or anything like that. That's already a very busy place just on a day-to-day thing, because it's like it's a major like transportation hub in and of itself, connecting New Jersey, upstate New York, Connecticut, Long Island, everything. Like it connects so much, it's already insane. Then you're gonna have the Knicks on top of that, on top of everyone commuting. Like you need to really like be like, no cars. It's not.
It's become a thing now where it's like, it used to be just the people from the Garden would go over like after the game, but now that they've done like this watch party thing, which is in this new 7th Ave 31st Street Plaza, which is kind of getting people to go over there. I saw a video from like midway through the third quarter of game 6, and it was already like an earthquake had happened. It was already like absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's becoming more of a like cultural spot to go watch the game, even if you're not actually in the watch party, like just to go sit and watch on your phone and like listen to the like vibes and talk about it. So like yeah, it's special, and I will make sure that I'm there for one of these next few home games.
Yeah, listen, it's kind of like this Celtics series, just even looking back, I shelled out for games 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was gonna ask you about
at the Garden.
No,
really
what?
incredible.
Where was it?
At TD Garden.
TD Garden.
Yeah, TD Garden.
Not the Garden.
Oh, my fault. No,
come on.
Yeah, it's TD Garden.
Yeah.
They always call it listen, it's really weird because like everyone calls it the Garden here, and it drives me insane.
It's not. Yeah.
But it's not. It's TD Garden. Yeah. But it's unfortunately because like you get beat over the head with it here, and it's so fucking annoying. But no, TD Garden. No, like I went to both, and
special.
It was honestly like it's really a special. We've eaten so disgustingly this entire series because like superstition stuff. So like you're at the stadium, you're not getting anything healthy. So we're just eating like chicken finger and French fries buckets, drinking beer, all that sort of stuff. Come home, I'm like, I think was it game 4? Game 4, we order. Was it game 3 or game 4? I forget. We ordered Frank Pepe's pizza. If you don't know Frank Pepe's,
oh, I know Frank Pepe's, bro.
Like it's the New Haven style pizza. They've expanded a couple places in Boston. It's probably like in general, probably like the most like uniform. You're gonna get good pizza in Boston is going to Frank Pepe's. So we've been eating Frank Pepe's this entire series. If we were in, that's how we were. Like game 6, we got our giant, our Frank Pepe's pie and everything. I've eaten so much pizza, so much chicken fingers, so many French fries. I feel thick. But it's all worth it. It was all worth it.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna get into some takes now. Finally, after I think we're gonna get into some takes. Are you ready for them?
Some really. I listen. Like I know Doug and I kind of alternate making the document and like.
Yeah, this is the Zach one.
This was today. I spent like a good amount of time. I also organized things in a little bit of a different order, and I selected a few, omitted some few, but like it's a great slate that we have today.
I'm very excited. Yeah, I woke up super late. I was just like I'm like Zach, please. I'm like Zach,
we were supposed to record on Saturday, and that was like the day after game 4. Like I was like, I'm glad you were like okay with that because I didn't fall asleep till like 3 a.m. after that game. And
same. Like, I was just like, no, we're not. I'm not doing
so
it.
I can't do this in the morning on Saturday. We need an extra day.
It wasn't
just let this marinate and stuff. So I'm
I wasn't doing that. It was too much. It was too much going on. But our first take is going to be from ZMP 323 back in April 18th. That's
He bumped it. He bumped it from April 18th. But yeah.
Yes, but it's also right now as we're recording. This is a month ago, right? This take is truly a month ago. The Knicks are making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Unlike last year, they are almost completely healthy for the playoffs. They got this.
Dude.
ZMP, you nailed it.
Standing ovation. He might have been the only one. I don't know how many people in the Discord. We have like 400, 300 people in this Discord. He's probably like the only one that felt this way, that said this. A month ago, had the Detroit series started already, or was this like before the playoffs entirely?
I don't even remember.
But regardless, it's still it's super impressive.
I don't know.
It was actually after game 1, but that's it. It was after game 1. That was it.
The Knicks I think they did a really good job of like actually playing this out. Like they actually did a good job. Like this was actually like a very like outside of game 5, but I kind of knew game 5 was going to be insanely emotional for the Celtics. That was I can almost write that one off, but like they really played them well. They really did. They really played them well, and it really forced it. People aren't really, I don't think, are there yet, but it should be forcing people to really understand the difference between like open 3 doesn't mean a good 3.
Yeah,
and I think the Celtics, specifically Missoula, has really hammered that point home to them, and it's kind of like it's the gift and the curse because the math does work out for that logic over an 82 game sample.
Yep.
This isn't an 82 game sample. This is the same team you're playing, and you have to win 4 games. It's a completely different mindset. It's a different style, and I think people hopefully are starting to realize that like regular season analytics are different than playoff analytics. And maybe I'm ignorant and I haven't read up on playoff analytics, but I feel like mainstream hasn't hit any sort of like analysis on like what does it mean to be in the playoffs? What type of style actually works in the playoffs? Because I think a lot of the 3-point stuff, because I've done different types of statistical analysis on it, is specifically related to regular season, large sample, not individualized games. So,
I also think like we all get like the fell for it again award when things are different in the playoffs, because this happens every year. Like every year we all say it like, oh, it's a different sport in the playoffs, and then we go to the regular season and act like it's not. Like we go to the like we get so caught up in the moment of each game and so each week and each month of the regular season that we try not to make it seem like it is an entirely different sport in the playoffs, and it is. Like I'm glad we got a reminder of this and experience. I think the one thing, I mean, it all kind of ties together. But the one thing I think really made the difference for them in this series was, and like something we didn't have in the regular season, was the defense of Mikal and Cat, who were, I think, two people who, when we came into the season, were like, oh, we have a good defensive team on paper. We have two great wings. We'll get Mitch back, and like we should be I don't think anybody thought they'd be a top 10 defense, but maybe like a top 15 defense or something like that would have been okay, and they weren't. I think Mikal and Cat both, when they're getting their own offensively, they're a little more locked in defensively. And it's I think especially for Mikal, who was going in from being the number 1 option in Brooklyn to coming in and being the number 3 and number 4 option on some nights on this team. It's hard to like give a shit for 48 minutes defensively when you're not getting yours offensively and you're getting like 9 field goal attempts or 6 field goal attempts or whatever the hell he would get. And I think they finally, and I think Brunson gets credit for this too, but especially in Game 6 when he kind of came in and made sure everybody got their own look.
Everyone got theirs
before he kind of asserted himself. When that's happening, I think the guys are just way more keyed in defensively, especially Cat, especially Mikal, but really all of them. And credit to Brunson for kind of setting the table and getting everybody their looks and not taking over too much and taking over when he wanted to, when he had to. But it was a real like balanced team approach offensively and defensively, and it all kind of comes together. So
that's when they're at their best. They really are at their best when everyone's getting theirs. And they always, the Brunson, almost like the Brunson Helio offense should always be like the backup.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like everyone should be getting theirs. And it's like, if they really need buckets, then let Jalen cook. Like it shouldn't, because I think that's what gets the Knicks, especially Tibbs, into so much trouble. Because you saw that in Game 5. We're going to get to your take right now, so we can talk about Game 5, because I was really annoyed with Game 5. So Zach, which is of course you, had to take the NBA rigged Game 5 for the Knicks L, so Game 6 could have the generational aura moment of clinching a series at home, plus advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. It was way more entertaining this way.
I said this before Game 6, by the way.
Yeah. I agree. The outcome, like how the story wise, I agree. The league though cannot be having Game 5s like that.
That was
they
insane.
Really can't.
Yeah. The fact that Brunson went in with like went into the third quarter, I think with 1 foul, and it came out with it with 5. I don't think I've ever seen that. Have you ever seen?
He either had 0 fouls or 1 foul in the first half, and they basically fouled him out in the third quarter.
I've never, in my short career compared to you watching basketball, I have never seen that happen in my life. Like
we did see it in Game 6 though with Jaylen Brown.
Well, I think Jaylen Brown was doing the thing in like 2K in my career where you just want to get rid of the game, you want to get over the game with, so you just foul out on purpose. You're like, let me just get out of this shit. Like that was way different to me.
No, I agree. It was just really funny that we actually saw it again in Game 6, but in a different fashion. Yeah. In case anyone is not a Knicks fan listening to this, the Knicks didn't lose because of the refs, but the refs were absolutely atrocious in Game 5. And I think they have an entire playoff specifically, and this is in every game, moving screen. They actually, oddly enough, were calling some moving screens in Game 6, which I thought was insane.
Yeah.
Where they weren't set specifically coming off, almost like a pin, like any sort of like curl or a pin down. They were calling the illegal screens. Brunson
finally got Luke Cornett on one in like the third. The game was already over, but he finally
it was already over.
Yeah.
The refs aren't calling illegal, so you're literally allowed to basically play football now. in the playoffs on screens. And I think that is such a disservice to basketball, and it creates a significant advantage of the offense that is more than just like you can already carry the ball, basically, right? You can already carry the ball, you can already palm the ball, you can already do so much. So the offense gets so much advantages. So now you're basically adding like Al Horford, going like this.
I was gonna say, like, especially if your name is Al Horford, you're allowed to play football.
You're allowed to do that. I think it's really bad, and it felt targeted in Game 5. Again, the Knicks didn't lose because of the officiating. I truly want to make that clear. But the officiating felt very suspicious in Game 5. It felt very much like we need to give the Celtics a chance, and I don't appreciate it. I really don't appreciate that as a fan. Like, just call it as is. But you are right, though, right? This is actually a good take, because story-wise, it actually turned out to be much better for the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it was way cooler.
It was, but God, like it was. I forget where I saw this somewhere, but for the NBA, who is always being like, we're not rigged, they do a really good job of showing that they're rigged. You know what I mean?
I mean, are we going to talk draft lottery, or like, is that what we're going to do?
I don't know if we have the take, so I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
You have in a moment, like in a few games, like, right? It's just like, NBA's like, no, we're not rigged. Everything is honest. The Dallas Mavericks get the first round pick, and then you have Jalen Brunson basically foul out of the game in a Game 5, like
insane.
And then you're like, no, we're not rigged. We swear this is all happens. It's like, and then you have every other commercial being a gambling commercial. Like, come on, come on. You do the worst job of proving that you're not rigged. Stacey Patton has Mitchell Robinson is the Knicks' best draft pick since Patrick Ewing.
It's hard to say no to this. Like, I before we did the spot, I like looked at some of the draft picks, and I think
because my initial reaction is like, Stacey, stop. But like, unless you want to say it was RJ and quickly because it turned into OG.
I was going to say quickly because I don't think RJ turned into OG. RJ was just the salary that we had to ship out for OG. Quickly was the one who turned into OG.
Very fine, fair enough.
Like, that's the one I was like, I think Quickly would be like the only one who like comes in second. And like also the fact that Quickly kind of came in the draft at like the 25th pick, which is like a hard spot to kind of nail and get a huge talent like that. Like, I mean, Mitch is even harder at 36 in like a 2018 draft that didn't really have too much going on in that second round. But it's one of those two. Like, it's got to be one of those two. And I think if you want to pick Mitch, it's like the on-court impact he's made and the fact that he's been here for so long and has kind of been this like figure of the rebuild and like this symbol of resilience, and like the way he's kind of come over of all the injuries and overcome all this shit and all these different turnovers and coaching changes and front office change, like all this stuff. It's like, it's really cool. And I think he is like, I think Stacey makes a good point.
Yes, this may actually end up being a good take, Stacey. So congrats. Young Bavardi has Jalen Brunson is better than Luka Doncic.
I also think this is hard to argue otherwise. I mean, if you're gonna pick, if you want to do like body of work, or like, oh, he in the past maybe has like Luka has had these runs and had these moments and had these games where he's like unbelievable. But if you're taking like this season in a vacuum, or like the past 6 to 8 months in a vacuum, Brunson's been way better. Brunson's just way better. Like Luka's been a joke this season. He hasn't been healthy. He looked like an absolute joke in that first round series they had, where he was like, had an illness, but I don't know if he had an illness or not. Like, were you just really out of shape and not there?
Look, I think it's as simple as that. He hasn't taken getting in shape seriously.
Yeah.
He specifically relies on the insane amount of talent and skill, and like he just relies all on like he's just a better basketball player than probably like every single person in the league. But it's more than just being a better basketball player of the NBA, right? Like you have to do all the things on the margins, and he doesn't do them.
No, yeah.
And Brunson does. Like, footwork is a margin thing. He nails those. Being able to be efficient in the mid-range, which is specifically an inefficient shot, is a margin thing. Knowing that you're not going to have a huge defensive impact and always making sure you're in the right spot to draw charges and generating offensive fouls against, your opponent. That's a margin thing. He does all the margin things. Though it's kind of hard to argue that. If you want to say Luka's more talented, like I'm fine with that. But like, it's more than that. And Brunson shows that it's more than that. And it's kind of hard to, it really is hard to argue otherwise right now.
Yeah. I am like, we're not going to do a lot of it while the games are still happening, but I think like, regardless of what happens in this conference final series, Brunson has like a real bona fide, like top 10, top 5 player case after this season. And like, I don't want to do it now. Like we'll do it in the off season. We'll do it in the off season, but just like, look out for it. Look out for it. We're coming. We're coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Tibbs be gone, aka Jax365 has. I may be late, but Mr. Dolan handing out signed basketballs to kids after the Knicks win is wholesome and shows how kind-hearted he is.
He's just a great guy with an impenetrable character and just a true
character,
a stand-up individual, a class act by all definitions of the term. And it's great that TikTokers have finally documented his generosity. And it's great. It's great.
You need to, if you haven't watched the videos, you need to watch the videos because he looks like a stereotypical like mafia boss, where he's like, "Hey, come here."
He's wearing like the fedora.
Yeah, he's like, "Come here, give that guy a basketball." Like it's so funny to watch because the window is like, it's not rolled all the way down, it's rolled a little bit down. This isn't Timothy Chalamet who's like out the window getting ready to be kidnapped, right? Like James Dolan is very particular. He kind of like it's very funny. See, and I like that he's doing it.
Yeah.
I like that it took a quarter of a century for Dolan to have a redemption arc.
It took a $3 billion sphere to have a redemption arc.
Yeah, it took to realize like, oh, right, maybe I don't know basketball. And it's like, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, man, that's great. Mikey Cooks has the 2025 Knicks is the closest thing to the 2005 Pistons. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, like you're the better authority on this one. Like I've heard about the 2005 Pistons, but I wasn't there for it, and I can't like give you the real answer. But I mean, I think what I've heard about them, what I've heard about this Knicks team, it's like it seems like a very, very similar vibe. So I'll.
It is. I would agree. The only difference is that Brunson is better than Billups, right? Like in that case, but vibe wise though, right? You have the point guard who is constantly underrated for everything that he does. You have the immense talent in Rasheed Wallace, in similar to Towns, right? Just needed the right place to be. Like there's definitely parallels to it because the Pistons won defense team basketball, right? It didn't really matter who was scoring, doing all the right things. Honestly, even Rip and McHale is kind of similar too, and just the way they scored and everything like that. Like there's a lot of similarities to it. Mitch being Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is much better though. But like there's a lot of similarities. And I think this is why they're also America's team, because like the 2005 Pistons resonates a lot with a lot of basketball fans and a lot of people growing up where it's just like, this is kind of like what we want basketball to be. It's like, this is a team sport. Everyone's in this together. You got your leaders, you got your best guys doing it. Yeah, it's like, I'd say it's the closest thing. I would agree with that. It's a good take by Mikey. MJ Pano, is that how we're doing it?
I think so, yeah.
And sorry if it's wrong. MJ Pano has Julius Randle is going to be Finals MVP. Terrible take. No,
terrible take. But like, hey, the fact that this is like a possibility is actually like just it's unbelievable. And like I wanted to make sure it was on the list. Like I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're both going to call this a like bozo take, but I wouldn't rule it out. Like it's possible.
Listen, I don't want it to happen. Just if somehow the Knicks aren't there and the Pistons are not the Pistons, the Timberwolves are.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying the Timberwolves get to the finals.
Oh, and we're not. You would root for this?
Yeah. I'm going full Randall Sons and being like,
I have been
without
going
question
full Randall Sons this entire playoff run on the West. But like if we ever have to butt heads, I would change course a little bit. But yeah, I would love for this to happen.
Anyone who loves basketball also knows the ideal matchup for the NBA should be in the finals, should be Timberwolves Knicks.
Dude, it would be so fucking cool. It'd be so perfect. Amazing. And also kind of poetic with the first preseason game being a Knicks Wolves game.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it is. It's basically, everyone talking about their stupid analytics and their 3-point stuff. They just have the Timberwolves and Knicks, so you just have like Leon Rose and the A-Rod group just being like, let's just swap guys. It's better for both of us, isn't it? And then like look how it turned out, right? And it's like, oh, maybe Leon Rose is a genius.
Well, maybe Tim Connolly is a genius also for building two contenders. Like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's kind of interesting to see. Like, that's any real basketball fan. Like, that's the finals that we want and need, because those the Jalen Brunson, the Villanova AT&T commercial.
It's gonna air like every other commercial will be that.
If it's not a betting commercial, it's the Villanova commercial. Yeah. It's going to hit so hard in the finals if it's those two teams. It's gonna be great. ZMP323 has Scott Foster isn't really Adam Silver's extender. And this was after last night, game 5, I think it's Tony Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about this, but like we have enough evidence now. It's like Scott Foster is actually not the extender. He is the New York Knicks of referees, because we're like 8-1 with him calling our playoff games, which is it's epic. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the next round. So
I can't wait. Also, just a reminder, like, Scott Foster is also terrible. He was part of the Tim Donaghy scandal. Like, he is truly a despicable person, but it's very funny to see that the Knicks win with him when he's on the court. It's very amusing to see. But yeah, no, it's definitely Tony Brothers. That game 5, I'm telling you, that game 5 is so. We're gonna look back, like, there's gonna be another scandal. Look, someone's gonna be another whistleblower with the NBA referees. We're gonna have another one with all this gambling. Someone's gonna point to game 5 and be like, yeah, no, we had to make sure Jalen Brunson was out. Like, it's gonna come through. Spare One has, I need Muad'Dib to do the right thing and tell Kylie and her family to not make a public event out of their game attendance. Don't need that aura around my beloved Knicks. Where are you on this?
Wait, there's a follow-up you should read.
The follow-up is from Jack365, Tibbs Be Gone. The Jenner girls can come. The Kardashian girls can stay away.
I have a take. I don't think you're going to agree with this.
Oh, I'm ready to see that. I was going to say I have one that I made.
I think the Jenners and the Kardashians are welcome, and it should be celebrated when they're coming.
Damn, you were taking.
I think we need their aura. We don't need it, but I think their aura is welcome, and I think the eyes that they bring in, and I think they kind of bring their own like stamp. Like, you're talking about the America's team angle. Like, when you have like these American icons of pop culture, like them or hate them, like they are what they are. Like, they are super huge celebrities. You could say what you want about how they've done it or what you like about them or don't like about them, but there's an audience that they have that has probably not watched a Knicks game in their life, or maybe in like 20 years or whatever. And the fact that like they are there, Kendall and Kylie are there, or got like any chance that Kim is there or whatever, like, that's huge news. That's like news that they are there and will help put the Knicks in front of a wider audience to make them really America's team. And I think they're welcome. I really enjoyed the shots of Kylie like looking at Timothy and like that becoming a meme. Like, oh, I need someone that looks at me. Like, it's great. It's awesome. I think it's great. I think her reactions are great. She's posting like Knicks friendship bracelets on her Instagram story. Like, dude, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah, I'm more towards Jax's opinion though than you are, but like I'm actually like against Spare One because he's kind of I feel like Spare One, if anyone, like, you're kind of missing the point, because like Chalamet's the star, like Chalamet's the star in this. Yeah, his entire thing is overshadowing that, and what you need to do is you need to funnel it through Chalamet and be like, this is who's Timmy's bringing. Timmy's bringing the heat.
It's sick.
That's what I mean. Like, that's how you need to understand. Like, Tracy Morgan brought Lenny Kravitz to Game 6. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Like, my mom was freaking out over that. She was like, "Holy shit, Lenny Kravitz is here!" Like, yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to understand. Like, you would need to see it through the lens of the Knicks fan first before you take that pop culture lens, right? Because like we all know Tracy is, goated as a Knicks fan. Like, his vomiting helped him win the game. Like, we know.
I forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah.
We know Tracy Morgan's like a real one, and he came through with Lenny Kravitz. You know what I mean? Like, that's special. Like, Tim, and then Chalamet's coming through with the Jenners. Like, that's a vibe right there. Like, that's a flex, and you need to respect it. So, I'm Spare One. I think you're missing the point.
What school did Timothy Chalamet go to?
Did he go to NYU?
Sure did. Sure did.
I just also love that it's just like he is Muad'Dib now. Like,
it's
like he really.
You guys will. I'm sure you'll easily believe this, but I've never seen a movie with Timothy Chalamet in it. I've never seen him act. I just know him that he's like a really famous NYU alumni. I've never seen anything he's ever been in. So,
he's actually surprisingly like he's pretty good.
Okay, cool, good. I'm
Like
glad
he's actually
stamped.
like he's pretty good at the craft
Okay.
of acting. He fits. Yeah, I know you didn't read Dune or anything like that or watch the movies, but like he fit like the physical embodiment of what the characteristics of like the character was. So it was like almost like perfect casting too for it. But yeah, no, I'm telling you, I just think Spare One is off and Jax is closer to it. Like just embrace it. Again, no one did we have a Lenny Kravitz take? Because like Lenny
we
Kravitz
didn't. We didn't. My parents were absolutely freaking out over that. It was like the Pope was courtside for them. So
yeah, like I people I don't think you realize like that was the older fans of us were like, oh shit, like Lenny Kravitz is here. We're like, hell yeah. All right, so we have a tweet. Who did the tweet though?
It's just like a random account. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. From a Strickland basketball enjoyer shared a tweet that goes, I hate the amount of New Yorker nowhere that Brunson wears. I wish he was cool. Great player though. And then all right, ZMP is New York's nowhere rules, and then you go disagree. It's so mid. Interesting.
Okay.
I actually disagree with you on this.
There's a lot to unpack here. Okay. First of all, if you don't know what's being referenced here, there's like a brand called
here's what we'll do. If you don't know it, why are you listening to this? You got to know what this is.
I don't know, man. It's like well, I'm going to explain why people may not know what it is, because there's this brand that's like, it's called New York or Nowhere, and all of their hoodies, shirts, pants, jackets, whatever the hell it is, have the exact same font, same structure, New York or Nowhere. And listen, it's like a cool little moniker, and like some of their stuff is cool just because it's like blue and orange, and because it's like officially licensed, and because it's like this coolish brand. But I think from like a creative standpoint, this brand is so lazy. Like they don't do anything with this like such cool moniker. Like do another font, do another silhouette, do some different shit, because it feels like it's the same shit. And I've owned a hoodie from them, and it's just like I don't like the fit on it. Like it's just a bad hoodie. Like I've owned like better blanks, you know, like, but even like before the colors and printing or whatever, it's just a bad. Like the elastic waist is too tight, and the sleeves are not proportioned properly. It just doesn't. It's not good. Like I don't want to trash this brand, but like there are other local New York brands that are doing this sort of theme where it's like, oh, let's embrace like the New York word marks and the grittiness and the grungy. And there are some really good ones out there that I've been buying and supporting, and I've seen other players wearing. But for some reason, Brunson just has like his biggest flaw as an athlete is that he has no aura like at all. His outfits are horrible. He dresses like a teacher. Like he doesn't know what he's doing at all. I mean, but great. He knows what he's doing on the court, which is really all that matters. But look at Kat, look at Josh, look at OG. Like they put that shit on, bro. They're coming in. They're coming in fly. They're coming in with all these different brands, this designer and shit. And like they clearly have a stylist or somebody who like knows what they're doing. Brunson just spams this like the same like New York Nowhere hoodie, which I think is just like the most mid hoodie ever. I'm just like, stop.
I think you're missing the point. Not missing the point, but I think you're kind of not seeing the Forest suit. Is it seeing the Forest suit? I don't know.
Is it the message that he's wearing? Like, yeah, the message is great. I'm kind of like, that's a given, I think.
You know how like there's in the universe, there's matter and antimatter, and they're both very important.
Yeah.
There's aura and anti-aura. Brunson is anti-aura, which in and of itself is an aura, right? Because you're basically like, what does he dress like? He dresses like a millennial gym teacher. Yeah. That's who he dresses as.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is a vibe, is anti-aura.
Yeah. I'll open my ears for that. I think that's a good take.
That's how I see it. Also, we know, listen, Brunson at heart really is just like a 40. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's really is just like a mid 40s person. Like that's.
He's a dad. Like he's a new dad, but he feels like he's been a dad for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of like his vibe. Yeah. So it makes sense to me that he's just like, no, this is my brand. I love it. And it's like, yeah, of course. Like it's like me with being like, I'm getting everything Kirkland signature. You know what I mean? Like it's the same type of. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like it.
let's see. This was a tweet by someone named Julian. Or wait, no,
submitted
by Julian. This is someone by 3Wave3. This was back on the 5th of May.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, let me preface this first. If you don't know who Freewave3 is,
which I
Twitter,
don't,
he is like one of the biggest Knicks haters and has been all season. Like vicious Knicks hater, and has called like every game we lost in regular season. He had some tweet that was like a big picture. Oh, they're fucked. They're colossally done. They made the like he would look for anything. The best part of this is that his team, ready for this? His team is the Brooklyn Nets.
See, that's already a huge, like that's the biggest L you can like take. Is like that's your team?
He's a Brooklyn Nets guy. So now you can read this tweet.
Listen, Brooklyn Nets fans need to have some self-respect and have a different team. Honestly, like what are you doing rooting for that? Like anyway, not even saying this with hater bias. All right, so we know where it's coming. But this Knicks team is just so bad and flawed, man. It's hard to believe that anyone ever took them serious in regards to contention. It's obvious before the season started. I'll be disappointed if Boston loses more than one.
I think this was right after Detroit Game 6. So this was like going into the series.
Yeah, big time Bozo. Like the flaw is more of the Knicks, like almost like what like the coaching staff and Tibbs wants to do with the guys than like the guys themselves and stuff like that. Like that's really what it is, because you saw how good this team we've seen like can be in the playoffs when they're all connected and they're all engaged. Like they're a very hard team to beat. It's just like it's just like you hate, and it's like you're not even hating in a good way. Like this is just lazy hating.
It's just lazy, and I mean the Knicks didn't have a great regular season, but the talent on the paper, like the names on the paper,
great regular. Listen, we're saying a 51 win team didn't have a great regular season, right? It's
because they were really like they were a 61 win team on paper.
Yeah, that's fair, but like still like they were still won 51 games and they were the third seed. So it's kind of hard to. I don't think people who are Brooklyn Nets fans understand what love is.
No,
like the true meaning of love. And you can't be a true hater if you don't know what love is. And one of the things that all Knicks fans are, we love this shitty team. Like we love this shitty team. Like do you remember how excited we were when Trey Burke dropped 30 on the Celtics in the win?
Yes, I was there.
Right. You know what I mean? Like that's love. So we actually know how to hate because we know the true definition of love. This guy, Freewave, doesn't know what love is. So he doesn't know how to hate properly.
Sure.
And that just shows how I actually feel sorry for Freewave. And I hope he hopefully he sees someone and can work through these issues, because I feel bad.
I hope he enjoys Con Knibble with the 8th pick this year.
Yeah, have fun with the 8th pick in this. Like, your team won way too many games than they needed to with a bunch of mid, because they were overachievers. Now they're going to get the 8th pick in the draft. They're going to be mid for like it is.
So funny.
They're ridiculous. All right, so we definitely reached the point. No, you know what? I'm in a generous mood. I'm assuming you're going to be in a generous mood because I'm just saying it. Everyone's listening to this one, baby. We're doing all this for everyone. Everyone needs to listen to how great.
I was wondering. I was like, did we forget to switch? I was like, okay.
No, I didn't care. I didn't care. The vibes are too immaculate right now. We have the generous courtside with Muad'Dib.
Yeah.
We're the vibes are great. Our below Jerry Garcia has this guy is on Mount Rushmore of Bozos, and he submits a tweet from NBA Central. Oh, it's a Paul Pierce comment. Pacers gonna pop y'all. Pacers gonna get y'all. Y'all beat an injured Celtics team.
And then I'm sorry, like, he's on the Mount Rushmore of Bozos, but I feel like he doesn't believe anything he's saying. Like, none of this is genuine. None of this is like authentic analysis. Like, this is just like he is the grifter of all grifters, and like just says shit like this every day. And it's like it's hard for me to even like put the energy into like getting mad. Or put the energy into like trying to prove him right. It's just like, bro, like you're gonna say whatever the fuck you want, and it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's like, what are you like, Celtics legend Paul Pierce? That's lame.
Yeah, what?
Like that's a really lame thing to have.
He also was like a pretty great player and has, I think, tarnished his legacy a lot by being a media personality. Like a lot of these guys can rehab their legacy as a media personality and can kind of build on top of it and make their career seem better than it was because they're so good at being a media personality.
Mhm.
Paul Pierce is the opposite. Like he has destroyed his legacy by being a media personality. So keep it up. Keep it up.
I would keep it up. Like you can actually just see the difference between like him and KG. Both again, right? KG is considered like a beloved now, like all-time Celtic. Well, everyone knows we're just like, well, it's KG. He's cool. Like we all accept that KG is like KG, and Paul Pierce were just like, yo, girl, like it's nasty.
Yeah.
Really? You heard that, right?
I did hear that.
Yeah, she could do it again. Unbelievable. Oh, we're gonna get it clear now. For anyone who doesn't know, that is a sparkling water maker. Shout out to I don't know the brand, but it's not
Soda Stream.
It's not Soda Stream. It's a fancy one.
Wow.
Arc.
Wow.
AARKE.
Don't know it.
Listen, I'll put it this way: we got it at Crate and Barrel. No big deal.
Nice. Very nice.
Our next take is from Tehester. Josh Hart shouldn't wear a headband in the series.
Terrible take. Terrible take. What are we doing? Like, we're not coming off a loss. We're not like we don't need to like make changes. This is an iconic symbol of the grit and the icon that is Josh Hart. The upside down logo tilted to the side.
This is what he does, and he has the black eye with the stitches and everything. This
is a horrible take. He needs to wear the headband the exact same way he's been wearing it for as long as he's been a Knick or whatever.
He should never take off the headband.
No, yeah, he should actually start sleeping with it and wearing it out like after games.
I don't know how he'll get his hair done with the headband.
That's true. Yeah,
he should always have it on. So yeah, terrible take, Tehester. I don't. They just won they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time, and you're like, let's change what they look like.
Yeah, like what? No, yeah, horrible.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Fairs has. Oh, he wrote a question.
Yeah, I think we'll take it. We'll take it.
Okay, so this is the first time Fairs has probably submitted anything. I'm going to make this clear. You submit statements, no questions. We don't answer questions. We assess statements, and we go from there. So Fairs. This is your warning. This is your only warning. Otherwise, you're banned from. Otherwise, you're banned. Do you think we should run a two big lineup more so we can control the boards, which will reduce the Pacers' play style of run and gun, or is it another way of limit in transition, or am I talking nonsense?
I think we'll see the two big lineup. I think we'll see the two big lineup at some point.
We're going to see the two big lineup. They should run it more. I think it's, if there's anything we learned from the Celtics series, is that Mitch is clearly bigger and stronger than anyone in the Eastern Conference right now, right? Like he is just bigger and stronger, and the Celtics were putting as many as 3 guys on him on offensive rebounds, like on the board, right? They were as many as that. If you're if the Pacers want to go down, like if the Pacers really just want to run like they've been doing, they've also, the Pacers series it'll be interesting to see because they've also been shooting the lights out. They are like unprecedented hot shooting. So like the Knicks really need to lock in because like if their shooting continues, like they're going to be difficult to beat Indiana, but they do like to run. And the best way to prevent running is to have someone like Mitchell Robinson in the offensive boards. Someone has to box him out. I don't know if Miles Turner can just be the only one to do it, but like, listen, I love Dobie as a Knick. He's not as strong as Mitch. Like no one really on the Pacers are as strong as Knick, and they need to really lean into it. They need to lean into it. I don't care if it's Mitch off the bench or Mitch starting or like I don't care the dynamics of it. He needs to play closer to like 30 minutes than 20 or whatever it is. He needs to play.
I think the Knicks need to dictate the series and make the Pacers play their way and not react or change their strategy to play the up-tempo speed that the Pacers are playing. Like, no, we are the better team. We are way more talented than them. We have the home court advantage in this series again, finally. And I think exactly what you said. Play the double big lineup. Play it more than we were playing it in Boston because now we know. I think Mitch's like conditioning has made major strides too. I think he can actually hang for longer than
I agree.
6-minute stretches or whatever it was before.
Yeah, he's moving significantly better than he was to start when he came back from his injury.
I'm sure you've watched the clip 50 times, but like the closeout on Jaylen Brown was just unbelievable.
That right there, that moment, I go, the Knicks are winning this game.
Yeah, that was when it was over. I mean, that was like 2018-19 Mitch. Like that was the stuff we saw from young Mitch being like, wow, look at this 7-footer who can get out and close out on shooters while also getting blocks at the rim. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, we got to play our game and like don't mess around and try and do these cute things to keep up with Indiana.
Yeah, you don't need to. Just be like, Mitch is bigger and stronger than everyone. Same thing for Towns too, right? He's bigger and stronger than everyone.
And better.
Just
better.
Just be big. And the main thing also too, like we learned in Game 6, the Knicks are better when Towns is actively looking for a shot and shooting the ball. Like just be big, shoot the ball, play a more balanced game, and it should work out. But no, they got to play. You got to play Mitch, and it's really not weird, but like I know for me, and I've definitely said it on the podcast, I've said it in our Discord, I've said it to you, all this sort of stuff. Like I was very much on the like. I'm done with Mitch, right? Like I'm very much like I'm clearly wrong on this, right? Like right, you know what I mean? Like I'm clearly wrong. He's exactly what this team needs, and we saw from last year, which was interesting because I think the original vision, right, for last year was supposed to be Mitch, Randall, OG, Dante Brunson. You kind of see if you take out Randall and Dante and you put McHale and Cat in, Mitch makes significantly more sense.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make that much sense last year, but like I kind of see what the vision is where you just
there's a huge need for him now. Like
yes. And it's crazy and he needs to play. He needs to play more. Where are we? All right. Bearboy 89 has Obi Toppin over under 1.5 missed dunks in this series. I'm going over. I'm not. I'm going under. You think he's going to miss? You think he's going to miss 2 dunks?
Yeah, easily. Dude, didn't he miss 2 last series? Last time he played it, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it in the regular season this happened, or was this in the series? He missed like a through the legs dunk attempt, right?
Oh, did he? I didn't even see that. That's amazing.
He did. I don't know if it was in the series last year or if it was in a regular season game like this season, but I know for a fact that he missed a like through the legs East Bay dunk against us, and I promise that it happened. I think that will happen again too. Looking forward to it.
I don't think he's going to miss it. I hate to admit this because he's no longer on the team. Obi is a playoff riser. Obi's a gamer, and he knows how to feed off the energy of a crowd.
He does. Good pick at 8. Like looking back, it was a good pick. People will give them shit, but like this is an NBA player. This is an 8-year career NBA player, and like this is a good player. We didn't get a lot back for him, unfortunately, in that trade because we kind of like killed his value at that point. But like it was a weird process. Randall kind of came out of nowhere, had an amazing season after that, and had like good seasons and good seasons, and like it was hard. And like, but I think they identified the talent correctly. And looking back, that will be a fine pick at 8.
I agree. And also, again, the Knicks front office traded him to the perfect situation.
They did.
That just fit.
They always do this.
They just find a way where it's just like, hey, sorry that you didn't work out here. We will make sure we send you to a great situation. And now Obi Toppin is a key rotation player in a team that has now made the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. Also, you know what I mean? That is incredible.
Also got paid when they traded him. And I think it was a 2-year deal. I think it was a 2-year deal, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he will get paid again this summer.
I think so too.
Like, dude, like they have treated their guys right, and I think that will like come around. Like, I think the reputation around the league is like, oh,
I agree with that.
The Knicks like get their guys right. The Knicks get their guys paid. The Knicks get their guys opportunities, and like that means something. Like that really, really means something.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Our editor and chief, the dictator himself, Alex Wolf, has Knicks will score more transition points than the Pacers. Potentially,
maybe. I don't know. I don't. Like it's also like, how do you define transition points? Because like Indiana scores a lot in transition, but like some of it is a little slowed down. Some of it is like instant fast break stuff, and it's like it's tough to kind of net it all out together, but I wouldn't be surprised if this happens.
You know what? I'm not going to say this is neither a good take or a bad take. This is the worst type of take, which is an irrelevant take.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I like this.
Who cares?
Like
okay. Like you gave the worst possible take of like, I don't care.
Yeah. Nice. Congrats,
good
Alex.
job, Dick. Yeah, good job, Alex.
Yeah.
You entered our beloved Jerry Garcia territory with takes we don't care about. Congrats. Oh, speaking of Jerry Garcia, our beloved Jerry Garcia has the Pacers suck my ass, Knicks in 5. See, Alex, that's how it's done. That's how it's done.
I also think like this is only today's Sunday and like the game was 2 days ago. We haven't really gotten into like the full preview yet. I think Monday, Tuesday will be the days where we get all the analysis and like all the pregame. Like this series it may be a great series. It may go 7. But I think like you can do all the analysis you want. You can do all the schemes and all the matchups and the transition shit and the pace and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are a better team. They're way better. I don't think anybody will dispute that. Like there's way more talent on the roster.
I think there are people there who do believe that Tyrese Halliburton's better than Jalen Brunson.
No, it's just like shut up. Like it's not true.
I'm just saying like that. That's
crazy.
A reality.
It's unfortunately a reality, but like you could do all the analysis you want. The Knicks are a better team, and like it may not go further than that. And like if we end up winning in 5 or winning in 4, like that'll be why. It won't be because of some like guru Tibbs scheme that like they're just a better team. They're a better team. Like that's it.
Vivek has we will destroy Indiana on the glass. Cat and Mitch will dominate.
Yeah, probably.
I think so. I also would say the Knicks don't have a choice, but they have to destroy Indiana.
They have to. Also, like Josh and OG will be part of this. It's not just
like they have to rebound.
Even Mikhail, by the way, has been rebounding a ton lately.
Well, for him.
Yeah, for him. Like, you guys like afraid of contact. So, like, for him, he's been rebounding.
For him. The Knicks have to control the rebounding and possession game against Indiana because you really don't want them getting second chances. You really don't want them getting easy shots at the rim in transition. So, like, you need to be on top of them and grabbing every single loose ball. Like, they actually don't have a choice but to be. So, ZMP 323 has Cat will win MVP of the series as the Knicks move on to the finals. And Tyrese London Theory also has Cat will win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
This is how I found out that there is an Eastern Conference Finals MVP award. Like I remembered it. It's like a new thing, but it is an award, and it's on the line, man. It's either going to be Brunson or Cat. Like it's going to be one of those two. And like if you want to say it's Cat, then you be my guest. Like I think it can go either way.
I think Cat needs to be MVP in order for them to win the Pacers series. If that makes sense.
I don't know. Brunson Brunson could just be like a nuclear like hero again.
No, that's true. But what I mean is like what we saw in Game 5 from Towns against
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
5. 5.
Okay.
Yeah, was terrible. He wasn't involved. He didn't give a shit like that type of shit. Game 6, he showed up.
Yeah.
That Towns needs to show up every single game against Indiana. Yeah. And if that guy is showing up, he'll probably win the MVP. Like that's the type of performance they really need to like secure with him. Like he can't settle. He can't get into his head. He needs to suck it up for the fact that he's not getting foul calls. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. He just needs to just be big and shoot the ball. Like that type of thing. Oh, ZMP is back with another take. Josh Hart will break the record for triple doubles in a single Knicks postseason. What's the record?
I'm literally looking that up right now.
Because he has one. We know that right now. In a game, again, Josh Hart, gamer, hooper, playoff riser, Josh Hart. Listen, if he manages, I'm assuming it's Clyde, and Clyde probably has maybe what, like 3 in a postseason.
I actually don't. I think the record is. I think the record's like 2. Like, I think it's like on the table. I'm not able to find like the stat of individual triple doubles, but apparently, like by season in the playoffs. There were 2 in the 1970 playoff run, and then in every other like time there's been 1, and it's last year there was 1. Oh, I'm sorry, this year 24-25 there was 1. It was Josh yesterday. 72 there was 1. 69 there was 1, and 52 there was 1. So it's like it's right there. Like
it's right there. He already beat Clyde before, which is again one of the craziest things to do when you're beating Clyde for records. Like you know you're really hooping. So
I went to the. MSG's been doing like post game shows after these games. So I flipped from ESPN to like the MSG post game, and they actually had Clyde. They had Monica like interview Clyde after Game 6, and Monica's like, "Yo, Clyde, Josh, another triple double." And then Clyde, before Monica could even like finish the sentence, Clyde's like, "I hate that guy." Because he keeps taking his records. But he says that line before, but it's great.
Also,
it's great.
If we want to talk about like vibes and aura,
oh man,
Clyde in Game 6
in the Puma. Oh man,
like.
Oh man,
he's like 80 and he's still
putting that shit on.
Rushing it.
Yeah.
He had the hat, he had the chain, he had the Puma. I was like, man, Clyde is still fucking killing it. I love Clyde, man. He is the vibiest of vibes of all the vibes. He really is. Oh, Tehesser submitted a tweet from Priority Pacers. Oh god, so I already know this is gonna be some bozo ass take.
Yeah.
Pacers are going to have to overcome the fact that New York is the biggest market. Have them in the finals would be great for the NBA viewership, except that the Knicks, Brunson, and Cat in particular, to get a lot of calls. If the Pacers run and use their depth, it won't matter. Listen,
so you're telling me that if the Pacers use Thomas Bryant and Jarris Walker, just it won't matter. You know, they're going to win the series. Ben Shepherd is going to go out there and he'll take us down.
Look, I'll say this: again, this person's probably not watching the Knicks because I know I'm not watching the Pacers like that. If Karl-Anthony Towns gets any fucking calls, we'll be ecstatic because he doesn't get any calls. When does Towns get foul calls? When is he getting foul calls? He doesn't. And the only time Brunson gets foul calls is when the refs are forced to give him, like the pump fake calls because they don't give him any of the calls dribbling up the court or anything like that. So like I don't know what they're talking about. But you know what? I would love for this to happen. I want the NBA to rig the Knicks into the finals. Please, rig it. I don't care. Go for it.
Can I interrupt our programming? I've just been informed of some news that I think will make every listener's day and make your day.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Per league source, the NBA has directed all teams to return to their core uniforms for the conference finals and finals, not their statements and cities. So all teams, we've defeated the enemy. We've defeated City Edition. We've defeated Statement Edition. We're back. We're embracing tradition. We've made jerseys great again. And
thank you.
We're back. Sorry, that's why I was just tagged in that news and I had to just like.
No, this is important stuff. Listen, jerseys have gotten out of hand.
I'm gonna
completely out of hand.
Putting the Discord right now. I'm sure
it is.
This is gonna get 10 fire emojis. People are gonna love it.
It's unhinged. Nike has been ruining everything. This is what needs to be done. There are two jerseys. There's a home jersey and an away jersey. And maybe every now and then you'll get an alternate jersey. That's it. And I'm happy the league is finally respecting tradition.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Good thing that I interrupted the Pacers stuff because like I'm tired of these fucking small market flyover state loser behavior of like, oh, we don't get this. They're like, shut the fuck up. Like no one cares. Good. I would love nothing more than for this to be the reality. Because it's not the reality. You know what I mean? Like, people are like big market bias and all that type of stuff. It's not the reality, though. The only team it works for a big market bias is the Los Angeles Lakers. That is the only team that actually finds a way to like do that. The Knicks have never gotten big market bias. I wish we got big market bias. So if it happens this way, that'd be great. Franklin Chubb has, regardless of play, Halliburton will get more favorable coverage from the press, and he'll be as insufferable as Halliburton is himself. That's a great take. That is exactly what's going to happen. Media loves this guy for some reason. I don't know what it is. Do you have any theory on why that's the case? I have no idea, except other than there, everyone in the media is a cornball. But other than that, like I don't have.
You're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me for this. I actually like Tyrese Halliburton now off the court.
Oh God, why?
Off the court, I like him. I think he's funny. I think he's genuine. I think he cares about basketball in the community. I think he cares about the WNBA. He cares about like Indiana basketball culture. He cares about other sports culture. Most importantly to me, he's a huge WWE fan and is like constantly constantly like tweeting through the WWE events, and he's like so involved and he loves going to the shows. And I think he's like a good personality. I think he's good on camera. He's a good entertainer. The difference between him and like the Boston series, I don't think anybody on Boston was like a good entertainer. Like they're all kind of by their business. They play basketball.
They're entirely lame.
They're super lame. They're super lame. They're boring. But I think Halliburton, like he will like be dancing and tiptoeing on us, and if he wins a game, he will be super annoying. And like I'm going to absolutely hate it in the moment and despise him. And I do not like him as a basketball player. I think his game is annoying to watch and not fun. But you got to hand it to him. Like he is an entertainer, and I think he will probably do the Reggie Miller like thing. Like he's probably going to do it. So get ready for it. I think that's part of the reason the media kind of has fallen in love with him and made him their like baby. It will be really, really annoying to deal with the coverage that he will get. It's going to be if they win a game in this series, it will be devastating. It'll be miserable. The media will make it awful for us, and it's not going to be fun. But just get ready for it.
You have to, what sounds like you ultimately believe him, right? That's I think that's a core thing with it. You actually believe this is who he is. I don't. I fundamentally do not I believe this is all a performance. I don't believe it.
The beauty of wrestling is the goal is to blur the line between fiction and reality.
Right, but he's not a wrestler. I think
really wants to be though. He
right,
really wants to
not. And that's kind of the thing, right? It works in wrestling because that's the larger narrative of storytelling. Because that's what wrestling really is. The NBA isn't wrestling. It is sports entertainment, but it is not wrestling.
It's true.
And that's why I don't believe this is who he is. Genuinely is. I don't believe it.
I don't believe
I think that's a key.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it. Someone like a Kevin Durant, I believe this is who he is. He's just lame.
Yeah, he's a lame.
Tyrese Halliburton is lame and corny, and I don't believe any of his shtick. And I think that's the big problem I think I have with him, and probably with a lot of people have with him, is just I don't believe anything he says. And if I believed in him, maybe he would be a better thing. But Trae Young is more believable than Tyrese Halliburton, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is true.
So, but I can't stand him. But no, the press loves him. I don't know. It's because he also he willingly talks to them. That's probably the most important thing.
He does. Yeah.
That anyone in the media
he gives them a lot of ammo.
Yeah. So specifically, sports media people like athletes and individuals who will willingly engage with them. And because you're willingly engaging with them, because this is an access type of system, you will be beloved for it. I think it's really that. It's as simple as that. All right, this is our version of a Pacers preview. We don't need other people will get into
the analytics, the court stuff.
Yeah. We're not. I can, but I just don't feel. I don't care enough. I just don't care enough for it. But we're gonna end on some good takes here. Just random stuff. Young Pavardi has the Knicks should commit a bully ball, whether that means Huck Porty getting time next year or trading for a center that will start and allow Mitch to stay in his dominant bench role. Additionally, we should offer a 1+1 extension to Mitch. That's $420. I meant $240.
Oh,
$420, baby.
That would be crazy. I would love to offer him a 4-year, $20 million deal. That'd be great.
Listen, if Mitch wants if Mitch wants to be a meme and go for a 420 contract, I'm on board. Yeah, this is a good take from Schwinn, and I think I'll say specifically me and anyone else who probably agreed with me is we were clearly wrong on Mitch in that we really undervalued the amount of time he was not on the court for basically these 2 years really made you forget how impactful he really is. And because of his slow start coming back, we're like, oh shit. But now he looks healthy, truly looks healthy.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, right. Before he got injured earlier, not this past season, the first time he got injured back in like December, before the Knicks went on like the magical January run, where we're like, oh, this team finally built. Mitch kept them together because of his defense.
Yeah. He has such a unique skill set. Like,
yeah, and I think, at least for me, I'll say this for me, I forgot about it. And I know I was willing to trade him for not anyone, but I remember I was willing to do a Mitch for Marcus Smart trade so we could have a Marcus Smart revenge game against the Celtics. But fortunately, we did get our revenge on the Celtics, which is kind of great to see because of Mitchell Robinson.
It's crazy.
And yeah, I think we need to tell ourselves and admit to publicly when we are wrong. Right? I was wrong. And I think the Knicks probably should try to find a way to extend him, because if he could stay healthy and just be like this core bench guy, it changes a lot for the Knicks. I think I agree. I think what Schwinn in this is, if Huckporty can give you anything, right? Just right, that would be huge, because then like you can kind of preserve Mitch, like still getting him minutes. And I think the bully ball works. I think in a league, if the league is going to continually embrace this 3-point regular shooting variance, a way to counter that is specifically being big and getting the rebounds.
Yeah.
Right. Like capitalizing on, because also the analytics also tell you 3-point misses are detrimental to your team. Like absolutely detrimental to your team. And that allows for more rebounding opportunities. The Knicks should do that. I completely agree. I think last year we saw that with Hartenstein and Mitch being like that 48 minutes of elite center play. We can replicate that again, because Towns can also shift to the 4.
Yep.
So we can have various versions of just like elite big man time. And I think I agree with Schwinn. And if we can extend Mitch for that deal, that'd be great. Like, I was clearly wrong. We need to keep, I think the Knicks need to keep Mitch.
Yeah. I also don't think we'll have trouble extending him. I think there are teams with cap space, but like, I don't think there's anybody who's like banging on the door to sign Mitchell Robinson to some bloated huge deal to like take him out of our price range. I don't think that's just not, it's not going to happen. Like, I think we're going to be able to extend him or re-sign him. I don't know if he's a free agent or whatever, but we'll bring him back. Double big is back. We're embracing tradition. We're bringing back double big.
I agree. If anything, if the Knicks unfortunately do trade Mitch for someone, say for like some sort of like, offensive like creator coming off the bench, like a better version of Campaign, they would then need to be like, well, they need to bring in Steven Adams, right? You know what I mean? Like, you need to embrace what Mitch does, which is specifically be big, grab rebounds, and just keep a team's attention. And the only other guy who's as close to Mitch in that respect is Steven Adams. So like, I'm probably forgetting a couple other people, but like, you need that type of replacement. So yeah, again, just wrong. And Mitch is clearly a core value to a team that wins games in the playoff.
Yep.
Right. We're just, yeah. Omar. Oh man. Listen, when Omar's giving takes and takes from obvious Bozos.
Okay. Well, this was part of a conversation that he just felt he needed to jump into. I will say he didn't submit this out of the blue. This was like part of a conversation, but I pulled it out and I wanted to make sure we talked about it.
Only way to drink coffee is black. What are your, I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Listen, I respect the hell out of it. If that's your opinion, go ahead. I enjoy black coffee. I really do. I have it often. This actually was part of a discussion about we're actually going to get, I kind of reordered them, and the next take is going to come in tandem a little bit. This was part of a conversation about like cigarettes, caffeine, alcohol, all sorts of
so here's the next
substances here. Yeah.
Right. The next take is from Schwinn. Hold on. We need to read it because it all goes together.
Yeah.
Schwinn has, quitting cigs has been the hardest thing I've ever done because the drunk cig is the greatest and coolest thing ever, no matter what woke liberals like Zach or no, Doug will tell you. First of all, can I just get something off for this?
Yeah.
Schwinn slandering me for saying I won't do drunk cigarettes is an insult, because that is all. Listen, when Schwinn and I are hanging out, what are we doing? Getting drunk and smoking cigarettes. How dare you say that about me?
If not liking drunk cigs makes me a woke liberal, then like I must be Mitchell Robinson or something. Like I don't know. Like I don't know where he's pulling this from. I don't know why he's calling us. Like, I don't know how we became the examples of this. Like, I don't. He's hung out with.
If anyone, it should be our dictator in chief,
Alex Wolf. Yeah, that's really who it should be.
That's what
Going back to the Omar thing, though.
Yes, now we're going to tie it all back together.
This was part of the thing saying that I condemn the use of cigarettes regularly, but like if you have a special occasion like the Knicks beating the Celtics in Game 6 at home and in a shellacking at the Garden, then it's okay to have a drunk cig after. You know, it's
smoke your
cigs,
okay. Baby, smoke them. It's
like
fine.
Go ahead. We were talking about coffee, and like this day, I had actually happened to have 3 coffees this day. It was just a super busy day at work, and I had 3 iced coffees.
That's usually my my regular. So it doesn't.
Usually I have 2. Today was a 3 that day. The first one had a little oat milk in it. You know, I like oat milk. I like a little oat milk in there sometimes. The next 2 were black, and the reason for that, I mentioned this before to Omar on the channel, is that the first one came from Dunkin' Donuts on my way to work, and I had the oat milk from Dunkin', which, oh my god, we might have to talk about that next too. The other 2.
No, we're not bringing this up. We're not bringing this up. You and your ignorance.
The other 2, we have cold brew on tap at the office, which is a blessing. But we don't have any oat milk. We have like skim milk and almond milk, which I don't like that much.
No,
and I was just like, I'm good. I have it black, and like it's fine. I have it every day from the tap. They're black, and it's great. Like I respect it all. Omar was like playing me the sad violin for not having oat milk at the office, and I was like, dude, it's okay. It's not some tragedy. Like we'll survive, and that was my take. I respect anybody who drinks black coffee as somebody who does it myself too. So
I am a big, coffee drinker. Listen, like an unhealthy amount of coffee. Yeah. Like it reached the point where I think like when I went to like the doctor, they were just like, how much coffee are you drinking? And they're just like, you need to stop drinking coffee past like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, like that type of shit, right? You know what I mean? Like coffee is big for me because I drink so much coffee in different versions of coffee. Certain types of coffee. So if you're having a very dark roast, right? When you really get like that nutty, chocolatey flavor in a dark roast coffee, you know what pairs really well with that? The nuttiness of oat milk, right? Like oat milk complements certain coffees really well, and you should be able to enjoy it with that. If you're having more of like, say, a light roast, right? Something a little more lighter. Say you're doing your pour over, right? You're doing your fancy pour over. You're getting your light roast in. You got your fancy beans that you hand roasted yourself or whatever like that. Then you should have it black so you can taste everything like it. If you're going to Dunkin' Donuts, you probably shouldn't have Dunkin' Donuts coffee black. Right? Like we know it's Dunkin' Donuts. It's shitty coffee. Like you can throw some milk in it. If you're at the diner, you can do anyway at the diner. I usually go black.
Yeah.
At the diner, but it's diner coffee. You got to do that. It's not the only way. And I think you're cheating yourself if you're not trying to embrace anything. Like if you're someone who's like, I am going to put tons of milk and sugar in a coffee. No, that's only for Cuban coffee, right? Like that is only a very specific thing that you do, and you have to make it a certain way. Like no,
there are 2. Well, I don't want to spend too much time on coffee. There are 2 things I've pretty much fully abandoned, and I think you might be surprised to hear them. First one is I've fully abandoned sugar in coffee. Like
I agree. I don't do that either.
I used to like when I was a teenager in high school, I would get like the vanilla lattes or whatever, like get like sweeteners, like the simple syrups and shit. Like right. I'm out. I'm out on sugar and coffee. I'm done. The other thing I'm like 90% out on is espresso drinks, which I think is kind of crazy. I'll probably get back into them, but I've become a full drip coffee only. I used to be a latte, a little cortado, a flat white, or whatever. Mix them in there. I would do it all. Now I'm just like, give me coffee, a little oat milk. That's it. Iced coffee, hot coffee, splash of oat, keep it moving. That's it. I don't do any of the fancy stuff anymore.
Well, I'll give you a take. America doesn't do espresso drinks well.
I totally buy it.
That's the thing. Like they don't do it well. So like when you're in Europe, they fucking crush because they don't do drip coffee. They don't do drip coffee. They do all the espresso stuff and they fucking nail it every single goddamn time. It's fantastic.
No, it's true. I was in London. They were like, "Oh, here's an iced Americano." I'm like, "All right, sure."
And you're like, "Oh, this shit's fire."
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So that's but no, it's not only black. I think most people should drink black coffee because like that's the way to get it. I think the only thing is don't tons of milk and sugar is a no for me for coffee. I think it kind of ruins what coffee is really supposed to do. It's the same thing kind of too if you're like drenching like your tea in a bunch of like sugar and milk. It's like, no, because I know for me, I like to put honey in my tea.
Honey's nice.
That'd be the only thing. And that's it. But no, I think Omar's off, even though I agree with the sentiment. I think he's off because I think you're missing out on things. I think oat milk is really good with coffee.
Yeah.
And people should actually try it because it's like really good.
I'm not like a dairy-free person. Like I'm not like I'll have ice cream and shit. Like it's not any sort of like dietary thing that I'm having. It just tastes good.
No, I'm with you though. It's the one thing is like sugar in coffee. No, just no.
Yeah.
Again, unless it's a Cuban coffee, which is a very specific drink.
Whole different thing. Yeah.
That involves sugar. That's something different. But I'll tell you right now, I will say like quitting cigarette, like Schwinn's right on that. I don't know if anyone's ever quit smoking. Especially smoking cigarettes, I'll tell you right now, is one of the hardest shits.
Yeah.
People can do. I did it cold turkey in my early to mid 20s while I was working retail. So you can understand, like it's hard shit. I was so jittery on so many of my shifts.
Yeah. Like
working in like the fucking like changing rooms of like a Banana Republic folding clothes, and I'm like, I need my six, I need my thing, I need my like it's tough. Like quitting cigarettes is tough. So Schwinn's right on that. But no, listen, you're drunk, you light up a cigarette for the first time and you inhale on that drunk cigarette, it's a magical feeling. It's a magical feeling. That's the show. All you guys get that for free, and we're doing this for free because one, the kindness of our heart, because the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and two, you need to understand this is what you're missing out on. Right? This is what you guys are missing out on. This is for all these episodes. So you got to go to patreon.com/Strickland, sign up so you can hear the full episode of these. That's the show. We'll be here in another 2 weeks, hopefully, Zach, for a finals.
God damn, man. That
can you imagine like that? Like I can't.
It hasn't even hit me that we're here, but like that, the fact that it's even a possibility is like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Shit. Like we could be watching Knicks in the finals, which is something. Again, like most fans, especially probably for us, like most fans who are like following like the Strickland, and especially like very presently online fans, never experienced this. Because like the last time the Knicks were in the finals, I was 11.
Yeah, I was obviously not.
Right, you know what I mean? Like I was like that's how long ago it was. It's just like I'm old, and it was like I was 11. And I wasn't even watching like basketball like that at that time as an 11-year-old. So like it's kind of crazy.
Do you real quick want to just do a prediction for the series? Just like blank and
you want to do a prediction?
Yeah, I got one. I'm pretty set on mine.
I think it'll be Knicks in 6 again.
I think Knicks in 6 again too. Knicks in 6 was my prediction.
I don't think it'll be 7. If it's 7, I would say the Pacers are going to win 7, but I don't think it's going to 7.
I don't think it's going to 7, but having another game 7 at the Garden against the Pacers,
it would be,
and then us winning this one would be pretty cool. I'm just saying, I don't want it to happen, but it'd be pretty cool. So
I think it's going to be Knicks in 6. Unfortunately, I feel like it's not a cop out, but it is a cop out. Like I kind of need to see how the first 2 games go. Like I really do. Like I need to see where the first 2 games go to get an idea of what's going to happen, because like each individual series is different. Like the Knicks in the Celtics series isn't like going to translate that well to Knicks Pacers, other than like the Knicks need to play double big. Other than that, like I don't know what it's going to be. I need to see. I need to see what they're doing. I need to see what Indiana does against the Knicks. How are they going to do things? I don't know. Because apparently, like, if the Pacers, even on defense, if they're just like, who's Halliburton guarding? So if the Knicks find a way to exploit that, that's going to be really tough for Indiana. But that's why I'm going Knicks in 6. That's the show. We will see you in 2 weeks.